Alright, Shalom, Mike. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect, that teach His word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And yeah, today I just want to get into a lesson on pretty much how Esau Edom is the sword, the so-called white man. You know, and this is how this man rationalized everything out by the way of his military. See, even everything in your everyday life, your routines consist of this man and his technology, man. And in this man, that technology is pretty much old military gear. The phones, the cars, the microwave, all that is old military material, man. So this just lets you know that this man is the sword on all levels, you know. But I got this article, which it came out a few years ago, but this don't mean that this died down somehow. This is not even relevant no more. No, there's gonna come a time where, like I said, these men got all these different laws and legislation put in place, different inventions that's about to be brought out in this time right here. So this is an article, this motto, and it reads, "Remember Eater, the military robot that was supposed to eat humans?" See, and just to, let you know this is not far-fetched. It's because you can't come up with nothing like that. You know, you can't come up with nothing like that. It's not like somehow, somewhere you came up and said, you know what, the government is creating a human-eating robot. No, man, this was actually the case. You know, so matter of fact, let me continue on this article. It says, matter of fact, let's get a precept real quick. Let's get some real quick. The book of 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." See, so we are in the know of his plans, his plots, and his schemes. So now this man is not going to once again cover the planet Earth. He's not going to get this thing out the ground. The reset is going to fall in his favor. We are not ignorant of his devices. We are in the know of his plans, plots, and schemes. And to further prove that it includes killing people, you got the Eater, the flesh-eating robot. Which that's, like I said, even though this article came out a few years ago, that don't mean that it died down. That don't mean that somehow they just scrapped that. No, this is one of the things that's in the cut, because there's a reason behind the Eater. So matter of fact, let's get this. This is continue on in the article. It says, "We completely understand that the public's concern about futuristic robots feeding on the human population, but that's not our mission," Cyclone CEO Harry Shewell said in a press release in 2009. See, so as you can see, the evidence was so overwhelming that they had to actually touch on it, man. That's not the case. Even though they skeptical about robots, they're not. That's not the mission. But he ain't say that they ain't able to do it. He ain't like he said that's not the case. They're not able to do these things. Let's continue on. It says, "What could make the CEO of an alternative energy company issue such an insane statement?" See? Well, Cyclone had a contract with DARPA for a little guy named Eater, the intergenetically autonomous tactical robot. See? So meaning what? This is a military project. It says, and once the news began to circulate about the Eater, the public became concerned about this robot was powered by feasting on the flesh of dead people. See? It says, matter of fact, let's see, let's jump down so we can get some precepts. I'm gonna just get this last paragraph. It says, all Edom would need for the power, so like all Edom would need for power was the biomass it could find like dead trees. So let's just get this word biomass, because that's not reserved to just plant life. You know, this is that word biomass. It says biomass is plant or animal material used as fuel to produce electricity or heat. See? So it says it comes from plant or animal. And when you think about bio, you think about animal. So this is really, this devil, man, this is part of his plots and schemes, man. You know? But that biomass, that's what the eater is going to run off of. It says, oh, and did I mention that it had a chainsaw? For chopping up vegetation, of course. See, as soon as people heard about this robot, they started asking the obvious question. Since this robot is for the military, could it feed on dead humans who are killed in battle? And guess what? We coming into that time where there's about to be a big battle. You know, Jacob's trouble. Well, pretty much death is going to ensue on pretty much throughout the planet Earth, man. Matter of fact, let's get some, because this is all part of the plots, plans, and schemes of the devil. You know, one of those things, a part of his agenda is depopulation. And what a creation that is for that's fitting for depopulation is this man and this eater, man. You know, so let's start off this in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, and I start at 1. It says, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, dealing with the prophecies, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number. See? So the ones that dwelling on the planet earth, it said they're going to be taken in a great number. Meaning what? A lot of people going to die, man, at the end of the day. That's pretty much, that's what it's saying. And the Lord have appointed various ways to do that. Or it tells you the matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Because the Lord said he appointed those kinds of deaths, man. You know? Let's get that in the book of Jeremiah. Let's see. Yeah, this is Jeremiah 15 and verse 2. And it says, and it shall come to pass that they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as for death to death. See? And within that, that's a broad statement. Because how they gonna die? Well, in this modern time right here, the ways of death have been broadened, man. You know, well, it was only so many handful of ways you can die in the ancient world. Well, in this modern time, pretty much there's no limit. That's why you had that show, 1,000 Ways to Die, which is more than 1,000 ways. You know, but in this modern time, that death, the ways of being put to death have been broadened. So it says such as for death to death. That's a broad statement. You know, by the way of the military, or even a light pole falling on you getting electrocuted. You know. Oh, the jab. That's part of it, because that's going to be the results of the plays of the Lord. You end up dying, pretty much. It says such as for death to death, and such as for the sword to the sword. And guess what? He was blessed with the sword, meaning he got it at the highest degree. So his sword covered all spectrums, even to the literal sword, to a small sword by the way of the jab, all the way to the big sword, which is the missiles, man. You know? So it's subcategories even within the sword. It said, such as for the famine to the famine, and such as for the captivity to the captivity. You know? Where it said, these people are going to be taken in a great number. You know? So the Lord have appointed the ways of death to these people. And Esau already understand that, dealing with this depopulation agenda, and that's why this man got the eater, man. So let's go back. 2nd Ezra 5 and 1. It said, nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number. See? So and it said they that dwell upon earth. So the ones that subscribe to this system, those are the ones that are going to be taken in a great number. It says, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. See? Because in that day, these people ain't going to have no hope, man. In the time to come. What death is going to be everywhere, man. Matter of fact, let's get some real quick. Because it tells you that. And this is going to be the perfect job for the eater. Just for this, let me get this scripture real quick. This is actually an eater scripture. Let's get it real quick. Yep, this is on 2 Ezra 16, and I start at verse 22. 2 Ezra 15 and 22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. See? So as you can see, it said, many upon them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. So they let you know the Lord already appointed many spirits on the planet earth today, in this time period now, to die of famine. That's their lot. It says, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. See? It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall no man to comfort them. See? So it's gonna be so many bodies out here, man. Just bodies everywhere, man. It's gonna look like a literal battlefield, man. That's gonna cause a series of that's gonna cause a domino effect. Those bodies not being buried is gonna cause diseases. Different pestilences. But it's gonna be so many bodies out on the planet Earth, and especially here in America, man. It's gonna be a lot of death, man. And what's gonna be able to, like we just read in the article dealing with the eater, it's for pretty much them picking up them bodies, man. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. See, and that's the time we're coming into, or pretty much, we about to see the results of living the American lifestyle. Pretty much all hell breaking loose. And what that entails, mass death. Matter of fact, let's get this in the book of Isaiah 47. Because now the pride is being traded with mourning and sorrow. So what that entails, it tells you that in 2 Ezra the 16th chapter, the first and second verse, I believe, it tells you that pretty much get prepared to mourn. Get ready to mourn. So let's get that in the book of let's get this Isaiah 47 in verse 7. It says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it. And that's the same spirit that these people have, because that's the same spirit Esau got. And he ain't considering his latter end. This nigga in his mind is a reset. He's about to reset. It says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. See, and that's what this man said. The pride of this devil, through the way of his rhetoric, what he puts forth on the media, with that even his sayings, proud to be an American. Oh, even this nigga saying, see you next week. He dwelling carelessly. He thinks somehow, some way that he's not going to be affected, man. So it says, I shall not sit as a widow, neither should I know the loss of children. So meaning what? You having a widow or you lose children, meaning what? Death is involved, man. Well, this is what's about to happen, man. Mass death on a major scale, man. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment and one day. See, so meaning what? Death on top of death, man. The widowhood and, knowing the loss of children. That's death, man. You know, that's death, man. You know, it says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. See, they shall come, they shall come upon thee in their perfection. See, so meaning what, it's gonna come at its height, at its highest degree, which we know the plays of the Lord is not a slap on the wrist. It's pretty much what the Lord sent for. It pretty much set up to cause death, man. You know, it's set up to cause death. You know, and it says they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. See. So, but what is going to come in his perfection? The widowhood and the loss of children, which what that entails death. You know. But this is what's about to come, and just that eater itself lets you know this is part of the agenda of the devil, man. So yeah, I just hope to edify. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom to the elect that teaches word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. DTA, Abad Babal. Soon.